Right, guys, so this one's embargoed until 6 a.m. on Thursday.
Okay.
Adam, hello.
Hello.
What have you made so far of Sam Allardyce? I know it's very early days, but I wonder if you could give us some impressions.
Yes, early days, but it's been enjoyable. It's been very relaxed. He's got a point over to us that he wants us to enjoy it. There's been a few subtle changes in the environment, in our leisure area, and we're having our meal rooms, and so it's a bit different, but it's been good so far.
Does it feel like the start of a new journey?
Yeah, definitely. Listen, we're all very disappointed with what happened in the summer, and Sam's made it clear that he's got new ideas, different philosophies, and he's gradually gonna get that across to us. And training's been very energetic and bright. We've only had 2 or 3 sessions so far, but it's been enjoyable.
Don't want to harp on about it because it is about looking forward, but that game against Iceland, I know you didn't play, you sat and watched it all unfold. Have you managed to come to terms with what happened or explain it in your own mind?
I don't think so. I think it will always hurt anyone that was involved, but we have to move on. That's all we can do. We've got a new manager, a lot of new staff here, a few new players, so I think it's important that we start afresh, go on a new journey. We had a good qualifying campaign last time out, so we'll be looking for more of the same.
You played in the match against Slovakia at Euro 2016. They wanted a draw, which seemed to be what they came to try and achieve. How different do you think it might be this time when you're playing away in their backyard and it's qualifying points at stake?
I think it'll be a completely different game. On paper, it's a very tough game going to Slovakia. It proved a tough match in France. It might be a different type of game, but we're going into that still with a lot of confidence and belief we can win that. I remember the game even from the summer. We had a few chances. Their keeper had a good game, but they're very well disciplined, as is every international team nowadays.
How important is it to get off to a winning start, particularly because of what happened in the summer? I mean, I know every team would want to win their first qualifier.
I think what happened in the summer is irrelevant to. We definitely need to win on Sunday. Listen, we're England, and as much as a lot of people put pressure on us to win games, we put the most pressure on ourselves to win games. We know we're a very talented group of lads, and I think it's just important that we work hard this week, get as much good training as possible, because it's a new manager as well. He's going to have different ideas and maybe different team selections, different way he wants to play, and it's our job to implement that, not just at the weekend but throughout the whole campaign.
We spoke to Michail Antonio earlier. He seems a really bubbly character. He certainly made us laugh a bit. What have you made of him? He's the only new call-up, of course. Yeah,
I was delighted that he got called up, not just this season but last season. I was fully aware of how well he was playing, and as you well know, I played with him at Southampton, and we won the St Johnstone Paint together, and it's great to see how far he's come. He's got great physical attributes and very quick and direct, and his goal scoring record's brilliant, so I'm sure he can give us a dynamic option, and I'm thoroughly pleased that he's here with us.
And while we're on the subject of former Southampton teammates, how pleased are you to see Luke Shaw back in the England setup after that terrible injury last year?
Oh, it's great to see him. He looks very fit as well. It would have been a very difficult year for him and his family. A young lad, not really experienced too many injuries, so to have a horrific leg break like that can't have been easy. And I'm sure he had some down moments, but he needs to know now he's got a long career ahead of him and a long England career. And it was great to catch up with him as well as Michael.
You've won 26 caps. Wayne Rooney wins his 116th on Sunday, the new record for an outfield player. Just what sort of achievement is that?
It's phenomenal. I didn't even know he was on 116 already. He's still looking as fresh as ever as well, and as enthusiastic as probably as what he was when he got his debut, however long ago it was. he's going to be a very important player for us, and he's our captain. He leads from the front. So as long as we can have him here, the better it's going to be for England.
4 of you from Liverpool here. You've made a pretty decent start to the season. Is there a feel-good factor that you've managed to bring into the England squad as well?
Yeah, there's always a feel-good factor. Maybe a bit disappointed we've not got more points on the board, but we feel like we've been playing well. We've had 3 tough away games, obviously because Anfield's been getting renovated. But no, we're relatively pleased with our start, and it's always nice to meet back up with your country. As we spoke about earlier, I've seen familiar faces that we haven't seen since the Euros, and new faces like Shaw, who's been injured, and Antonio, who's got his first call up. So it's always nice to meet back up.
Brilliant, thanks, Adam.
Cool.
Adam, Ollie Foster from BBC. Nick was talking about harking back and not wanting to look back too much, but in those sort of days and weeks after it all going wrong at Euro 2016, did you sort of worry about being associated with this England side, knowing that there's going to be a new manager coming in and thinking that could be it for me internationally? Who knows what the next man's going to think? No,
I didn't worry about being associated with the country, not at all. Listen, football's a sport, and you're guaranteed to either win or lose in football. And unfortunately for not just myself, but the country, and in the summer, we failed, and we're not shy to hold our hands up that we should have done better, and we should have beaten Iceland. We know we should have done. I think it's important now how we react, how we take to the new manager. It's no good, sulking and worrying about your place, or is he going to pick me? It's just important that we do what we're told, enjoy it, and let the rest take care of itself. The gaffer has said he's going to put trust in us, and I think it's important that we respect that and give it our best.
In the past, but perhaps unfairly, because of England falling well below their own expectations at major championships, there's perhaps a kind of perceived arrogance about the team, but starting from a low point, I guess you can't go into any sort of internationals thinking that anymore, that there can't really be that arrogance about feeling that you should belong at the top table.
No, I touched on it earlier. Listen, there's no international game nowadays that's a given, that's easy. I remember last year going to Estonia and winning 1-0, and we probably scraped that in the end. But it was a very difficult game, and I'm sure we're going to come up against more games like that in the next campaign, where we go away from home, and it's going to be tough for us, and we're going to have to be patient, and we're not going to be coming in at half time 3 goals up, what people probably expect us to be doing. Teams set up differently nowadays, and sit behind the ball, and as I said, we'll have to show patience and mental strength, but as long as we back our ability and go out there and give it our best, then that's all we can do.
What are the early messages that Sam Allardyce has put across to you over the last, it's only a day and a half, isn't it, really?
Yeah, we've not had too many meetings that he's not wanted to throw loads of information onto us straight away. The training's been very enjoyable, and the lads are buzzing about. It seems to be full of enthusiasm. Obviously, you want to impress your new boss, and you don't just do that for your clubs. It's important that you do that when you're here training with him. But he's been very relaxed towards us. I think he was probably wary that we could be low on confidence after what happened in the summer. But as I said, it's early days yet, and we've still got a few more days before the game.
Were you surprised when he got the job?
No, I wasn't surprised. Especially after meeting with him now, the first couple of days, he's been very good. His man management skills seem brilliant, and he's got bags of experience. So I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully we have a successful time over the next 2 years.
You talk about a fresh start and what have you. How important is it that you talked about Wayne Rooney's what he brings to the side? How important was it that he kept that captaincy?
Yeah, it's no surprise to me or to anyone else when we got told he was keeping the captaincy. Wayne's a leader. He's proven it at this level over the last 10, 11, 12 years, however long he's been playing, and he's still capable of performing on the international stage. And it was no surprise to any of us that he was named captain.
Thank you.
James.
Adam, hi, James Ollie from The Standard. Has Sam talked to you at all about the style of play that he wants to get you playing yet? Because it seemed as though Roy's style suited you very well, and people talk about Sam being associated with a more direct style of play. Has he talked at all about that?
He spoke to us about wanting to win, which is quite simple, really. We haven't gone into too much detail about specific styles. I don't think he has a specific style. He's mentioned how, depending where we're playing, who we're playing, what players he has available, the style may change, and that sounds like a sensible plan for me. He seems adaptable, which is also good quality to have when you're a manager. So no, things have been quite straightforward so far, and I've been very impressed with what I've seen.
Do you think style of play maybe is something that England teams in the past have got maybe too sort of caught up on?
Not really, no. Certainly, since I've played for England, I wouldn't say we've had a specific style. Things change in games, and the manager's made it clear to us that he expects us to take responsibility as well, especially when we're out on the field. He can obviously make substitutions, speak to us before the game, at half time, but during the game, usually when the atmosphere's loud and in the heat of the moment, he expects players to step up and take responsibility, whether that means you making a decision on speaking to teammates on the pitch. He's made that clear to us, and I think that's quite a good thing that he said to us.
I know you're often asked about your goal record, and I'm sorry to do it again, but does it weigh on your mind at all, particularly when you play for England, to sort of score your first goal and kind of get it out of the way, if you like?
Obviously, it would be nice to eventually get a goal. It's a dream for everyone when you're younger and growing up and playing for your country. But listen, I'm just concentrating on England winning games, really, playing well and winning games, and I'm sure, I keep saying this now, but I'm sure eventually it will come.
Thanks.
Okay, thank you, lads. Cheers.